What's going on, good people? It's your man Brian, Life versus Lymphedema. I'm back with George. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you all the very first time my physical therapist put a reduction kit on. Now, if you can see here, this is my first time taking it off alone, and I'm bumbling and stumbling and fumbling my way through it. It's really embarrassing, and I'm going to show you this in real time at the end. But what I want to show you here, this is August. And for you all to appreciate where my leg has come now, because this recent video I put up the last week in January shows a lot of progress, first you need to see where this was the last week in August, exactly 5 months ago. We're back with footage that you're probably never going to see. I'm getting unwrapped, and we're going to get a measurement. This is the end of me keeping the wrap on for 3 days. And hopefully we'll see some significant size improvement and texture improvements. And what else are we looking for?
We're looking for changes in, yes, the tissue texture, softening. And then we're looking for improvement in the color, some of the dead skin coming off with the good skin care.
Ooh.
Looks good. Yeah, and it's softer. Okay, yeah.
It's never this soft when I get here. It's always, no matter how well I take care of it the night before, by the time I get here, it's never that soft.
Wow. So, the inter-dry fabric did well. They didn't really stay in place the whole time, it looks like. Only one was in there. But you don't have excessive moisture in there, even though we didn't have the powder to put in, so.
Okay.
But powder works too, so we don't need to spend time cutting these.
Great.
And yeah, of course, I don't need to say this, but it's important to wash in between bandaging to get rid of the surface bacteria.
Of course.
And the soap is antibacterial. And then I'm going to use a different cloth for that. So, let's see. Looked up. Okay, so this is residue from the Aquaphor. This is what I would expect to see. So, I'm not going to use Aquaphor today. Now that I see this, I'm going to use the Eucerin lotion instead.
Okay.
So you don't get more buildup. And I know you'll take a good shower.
Yes.
At home and everything to get the rest of that off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And today we're using the Eucerin as opposed to the Aquaphor, because I advertised the Aquaphor.
Oh.
And what's the main reason you're using Eucerin instead of the Aquaphor?
Just, this time I'm using it because you accumulate residue on your skin in certain places where you have this dead dry skin on top with use of the Aquaphor. So it's basically so you don't continue to build up residue, and then next time we'll go back to using the Aquaphor. Also, because we literally just cleaned your leg and we left it a little damp, the lotion will actually work pretty well because we're not starting with really, really dry skin like we normally do.
Yeah. So when I first started coming to see you, my leg was very, very dark.
Yes.
So what has happened to that skin? Does it die and fall off, or does it get this pigment back?
So what's happening is this dead skin is softening with the use of the moisturizers, the use of lotion, and then when you take your bandages off and you take your shower, as you're cleaning your leg, it's coming off on the towel. Okay. So, which is good. Some people have thick plaques of dead skin, and they literally, like, you could go like this and they'll fall off onto the sheet. But you don't have, you're not there. Okay. You don't have thick plaques, you have I would just say you have more just like thinner, you know, dead skin on there.
So people who are seeing this and are worried about their skin changing, like I was worried about it when I first saw it, there is hope.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's good, yeah, basically good skincare. There are some other products that I recommend sometime, like Lactin has lactic acid in it to help break down some of that dead skin on top. That's a good one to use too. Sometimes the doctor will recommend a prescription strength Lactin for the skin, and then there are some other topicals that the doctors recommend sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, to help with that. Go ahead and turn this way. We'll get another time.
Oh wow, that's a really good liner.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really glad to see if they sell more of those. They have to sell it, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not even going to cut it. I think I'll just leave the extra over the top.
Great.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You can cut it, make 2 of these things. Now,
you know,
no
you can
point
just fold it over to
no
keep
point
it in
risking-
place.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the second one would be too short, I'm pretty sure. Alright, keep going.
More?
Mm-hmm. On the side here. Good. Great.
That is a good liner.
Yes. Alright, so it actually says top and bottom. So, I mean, it's obvious because the top is wider, but just so you know, this little circle is to right and left, but we know it goes on your left, so you don't need to worry about that. Yep, you're good. One extender should be good.
Okay.
The only thing is I want you to use foam in the front. You don't need to use it in the back for today, but in the front. So hopefully this can accommodate the foam. I have to think about that. Yeah, so this would go on this piece if we need it. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, hold this again.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Feels like it almost goes over the whole thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, so we don't even need this little guy.
All right.
But what we do need to do is figure out the correct angle to avoid.
So you're gonna cut some of this?
That was my first thought, but now I think it's a matter of
Or
how
can you
I
fold
place
it?
it on here. You need to do this. Like that.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, so
okay,
you need
okay.
both. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Alright, so top one. It's gonna be something like this. But we haven't put our foam in yet. Oh, no, leave this one on, I'm sorry.
Leave that on? So leave this on at all times?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, of
Yeah.
course.
So what you want to do when you're doing it yourself is anchor the top to keep it in place. Even though that's not the, you do it from the bottom up,
right?
You just want to anchor it. And I'm gonna do one, and then I'll have you try the rest, okay?
Is there any way I should take it off, like from the top?
Roll it. You can take it off the way you're taking it off, but just roll it, yeah.
Okay.
It's just when you're putting it on, bottom to top.
Oh, okay. That's not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Good.
All
right, now
so.
I'm going to take the whole thing so you can start from the beginning.
Okay.
What do you do at home?
Well, yeah. Of course, at home, you know.
Yeah, lift up.
All right, so what I want to do is I want to put my leg. Ooh. Gotta get it right, or they need to come up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Come up a little bit. Yep.
Oh no, code red. No. Okay. All right, so I'll pull this up.
Put your foam in.
Oh, good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah.
Just one day I'm gonna get halfway to poker and realize I don't have my phone in.
Yeah.
So I want to anchor the top first. So, do I keep going from the top down,
No.
or can I go start at the bottom?
You have to start at the bottom.
Okay. So.
I think it's gone up a little too high though.
Too high?
Yeah.
How about now?
It's not bad. I will a little lower. Bring it a little lower.
Lower?
Not, yeah. Right there. Yeah.
Okay. So. Okay. I'm trying to get a feeling of where it's supposed to be. So.
It's a stretch.
No. Yeah. This should be at the bottom, right?
Yes.
This is better.
Yeah, it goes in the gap. It's like a puzzle.
Okay. Get you under there. And get you over here. All right.
Remember, you can go back and fix the ones that are too loose at the end.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah.
Good. I think you're putting it on better than I did. The top is gonna be, yeah, a little uneven, but
Don't do that?
don't do it that tight, Lee.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Huh.
Good.
Is it satisfactory?
It is satisfactory. How does the compression feel?
It feels pretty compressed.
Good. Okay.
I remember saying, oh,
Yeah, it was low.
I remember saying to the low's fine. I remember saying to the camera, I was like, this thing's a little too light. Like, what's it gonna do? This one, it was just the right weight.
Yeah, good. All right. It doesn't cover everything. Okay, I'll do one more. Tape. Just to get this side. Yeah, I can get the bottom a little better. So they might be wondering why I'm not wrapping bottom up, and that's because if I do that, the bandage is going to slide down where we don't want it.
I had a huge problem with the wrap sliding down into my heel, as I documented in one of the other videos. So that's why we're wrapping up.
This wants to end at the back here. Okay, that's fine. And I'm not going to use any clips.
Cool.
Yeah. Let me just make sure I didn't get down where I'm not supposed to be. Lift your leg. Good. Looks good.
Yeah, it feels good.
All right. That's the best we can do there. Now, gotta get the top.
All right.
Yeah. Start closer down, down and then work up.
All right.
And I know I just put it around horizontally. That was not the best example. You want to do it diagonally, and the diagonal should be going up towards your shoulder.
So going up?
Yeah, angle it up just a little bit. Yeah, just like that. Perfect. Try to keep it nice and flat without creases.
I'm slipping.
You've done this before, huh?
Yeah, I just haven't done it in a while.
In the front, the creases don't matter as much because you have foam. In the back, where it's closer to your skin,
Yeah.
you don't want. Well, although in this case you have the wrap anyway, so it's not a big deal. Oh no, you don't. You don't have the wrap. You just have a liner.
The liner.
Yeah, and then you would tape, but you don't need to do that because you're gonna take that off.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Do you want to? How does it feel?
Feels pretty good.
All right, just.
Feels pretty good.
As long as we didn't make it too tight, I'm not worried about the gradient.
No, let me have one more piece of tape.
I'll give you two more.
Leave this thing on.
Yeah. So this is not quite what I envisioned. I thought it would be long enough to where we wouldn't need any bandaging, but I'm gonna make it work. And
I was just more worried about it not being wide enough.
Yeah, as your leg shrinks, maybe that will correct the length somehow. Sometimes that happens. The circumference gets smaller, and then things work out.
And now we are here to the main event. This embarrassing footage of me taking off this reduction kit for the first time. You can see me struggle. The only reason I'm voicing this over is because there was nowhere else for me to really add what I have to say here. And what I have to say here is that this video and maybe one other video, maybe I'll do to show some of the footage I've taken over the last few months and not been able to use. Like this footage right here is from August. It's exactly 5 months ago from right now. But two things happened. One, it took a long time for me to get the rights to use this. Two, editing someone's face out of a video is hella hard, especially a 20-minute video, especially when she be moving her head like a boxer. And three, once the footage became so old, I had trouble retrieving it, which is something that I'm not used to when mixing my videos. But now that I have figured out how to do those things, I don't even know how much of the old footage I want to use because I want to keep this page linear. And now that I know how to go forward recording, I'm probably just going to continue to show you new footage. This video is substantial because 5 months ago, this right here was a victory for my leg. It was a victory for how small it was. And I think I even do like a little comparison picture next to it where I show you how it was a couple days before that. But my leg today is much smaller. So in the next video I do, I think I'll show you either me putting on a compression kit now compared to then, or maybe I'll even get to show you my pump. But I'll be doing some traveling soon, and I want to get that traveling in real time. So I don't have time for these backlog videos, and I don't know if they serve a purpose anymore, which sucks because it's a lot of good footage. But I thank y'all for bearing with me, and I'm going to keep content current going forward. If you have anything in particular that you want to see or any questions that you have, reach out, and I'll be engaged a little bit more now. Thanks again.
This is the Her House Podcast. That's my daddy.